Okay, this is probably one of my favorite projects where we make these patterned pumpkins. We're going to be drawing our pumpkins using crowns. So you should have at your table a crown box to share, two boxes. You have a piece of white paper. So I'm just going to show you some examples. Now I'm not completely finished with this one. But think about some different patterns already that you might want to use. So, on the back of our paper, we've already written down our name, first and last name. And don't forget, it's very important today that you write your class code. So, if you are in second grade in Miss Brewster's class, you write 2-B. If you are in first grade in Miss Caruso's class, you're going to write 1-C. So if you're in first grade, Miss Caruso, because her name starts with a C, 1-C. Now, if you are in the split class, Miss Caldwell and Miss Blue, you are not going to write 1-C. Your class code is 1-CB for Caldwell Blue. If you're in kindergarten, you're going in Mr. Unsel's class, you're going to write K-U. Now, you should not have all these on your paper. You only write the code for your class. All right, so the very first step to growing a pumpkin is with a seed. So, you're going to be drawing a seed first in the middle of our paper. So we're going to have a big seed because our first pumpkin is going to be a big one in the middle of our paper. And then that seed's going to grow bigger each time, a little more on the outside. We're creating different areas and different sections of our pumpkin. And one more for this side. So there's my first pumpkin. It's the biggest one in the middle of the paper. My next pumpkin is going to be a medium size. And so I'm going to make my pumpkin a little bit, the seed a little bit more narrow, a little skinnier. Just keep adding your areas, the different sections. So now I've got my medium-sized pumpkin. And now I would like to add a small pumpkin on the other side. So this seed will be much smaller. So now I'm done with my orange. I'm going to put that to the side for now. And I'm going to use either brown or black, whichever one you can find. So my first stem on my big pumpkin, we're going to start with a square shape. My square is going to be a little bit tilted. That means it's not going to be a regular square, it's going to be a little bit diagonal. So I've got a square above my middle pumpkin. I'm going to leave a circle above my medium pumpkin. and a triangle above my little pumpkin. Now, these shapes are going to be the tops of our stems, so they need to be connected to the pumpkins. Curve line, curve line. Now, either with your black or brown, you can add maybe some patterns inside those. Behind my pumpkins is a big harvest moon. So with your yellow or white, if you'd like to use white, because remember, when you're using a white crown and then you paint watercolor over it, or even tempera cakes, if you paint over it, that white will show up. So my moon is going to start big behind the pumpkins. It's going to go all the way across and down. So on my moon, there's some swirls. I'm done with my yellow. Now I would like to add some vines, because remember, when pumpkins grow, they also have vines. And my very biggest pumpkin, the one we did first, I'm going to draw its vine first. And it is going to have a wiggly vine with a curl on the end. So it's going to go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with a curl. My medium pumpkin is going to have a curly vine. It's going to curl, 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 and wiggle. If you want to make yours differently, that's fine with me. Curl, 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 and a wiggle. And my smallest pumpkin has the trickiest one. It's going to have a vine that goes curl, wiggle, curl, wiggle, curl. So we're going to curl, wiggle, curl, wiggle, curl, wiggle, curl. Longest one. While I have my green available, I'm going to go ahead and add a few patches of grass, just with some zigzag lines. All right, so now I've shown you how to draw your pumpkins, how to add the stems and the moon. We've added some vines using lines, kind of rhyme with each other, and we've added some grass. Now it is important for you to fill in each section with a different pattern. Try to see how many different ones you can come up with. If you get stuck, it's okay. If you want to repeat some patterns, you can do that. So let me show you again a few different ones. You could add maybe some stripes, some circles, zigzags, wavy lines, polka dots. You could even come up with your own patterns, some bumpy lines, diagonal lines. This is your pumpkin and you get to pick the patterns. So you're going to have the rest of this class to add your patterns. Then next week when you come back, that's why it's very important that you put your name and your class code on the back. We're going to paint these using watercolors or tempera cakes.